Kyle Walker's all over the newspapers. He discusses the Three Lions' chances in this World Cup. Kyle claimed England had the right to be arrogant. He says there is no reason that England shouldn't win the World Cup, and claimed that this current side are more talented than the golden generation. Gabby, do you think this is the most talented England squad of all time?
Well, I'm not going to say all time because I haven't watched England of all time, but this generation of players I rate very highly, and I do agree with Kyle Walker. I feel that they are probably better than the golden generation.
But going into the World Cup, no one give them a hope.
Yeah, but who though? You know what I mean? Some people were saying, oh, if they get to the quarterfinals and they lose to France, that's great. But look at the players we've got. You know, we've got superstars in the team. Yes, defensively might let us down, but Kyle Walker's going to get back fit. We're talking just me and Ali. If we do get through and we get to the quarterfinals and play France, I would have Kyle Walker man mark Mbappe. It's not been done for a while, but he's the biggest threat of that team. You stop Mbappe, you stop in some of the service to Giroud. And I would have my quickest player, Kyle Walker, following him, because when I watched PSG versus Manchester City, Mbappe didn't fancy it against Kyle Walker. Neymar didn't fancy it against Kyle Walker, because when you're a quick player, skillful, and you know you've got a quick fullback, you don't really want to take him on, you know. And that's what happened in the Man City PSG game. And Kyle Walker's going to be so important in the latter stages of this tournament.
So, Ali, look, England played one game against Iran with the greatest respect to Iran, and suddenly, as I say,
20th in the world,
everything.
Ali,
so all of a sudden now, we can go and win this. You know, people getting a wee bit carried away after just one game.
Well, I'll tell you where I am, and I haven't. My opinion hasn't altered at all, Alan. I've always thought England actually do have a team that are capable of winning this World Cup. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I also think there's one or two teams that have a better chance, and I think there's maybe about 5, 6, 7 teams that could win it. Now, from what I've seen so far, I actually think the Germans look as though they're going to get out. Argentina are up against it. They've disappointed. I didn't see an awful lot from the Netherlands. England and Spain, we're looking forward to seeing Brazil this evening.
Portugal as well.
I thought France were okay.
Yeah, good.
I thought France were okay.
Very good, yeah.
But this is getting back to the point, Gabriel. I'm looking at France. If France had all their top players available, and I mean Pogba, I mean Benzema, I mean Kante, then I actually think they might have the edge on England. But without those three, I mean, clearly they've got Mbappe, who's in a different level. I get that. But look at the French midfield, look at them defensively, and there's nothing there, if I was English, that would really, really scare me out. So they definitely do have an opportunity. I'll be qualified better tomorrow after I watch Brazil. But at the same time, can they win it? Yeah, of course they could win it. As I said, they're in a group of 4 or 5 teams that I think are more than capable of winning it. And it is difficult to gauge, and I take your point, because we don't know an awful lot. I mean, I thought Qatar were hopeless against Ecuador. I thought Iran were poor against England. And I thought Costa Rica were bordering on shambolic against Spain. So as good as the performances have been, it's difficult probably to gauge because the level of opposition wasn't great. But Gareth will be in an excellent place, and he'll be feeling, pretty good and pretty confident. And Gareth's been handling the whole thing brilliantly, obviously, Al as well. I mean, the 6-2 was a great result, and he comes out and says, look, I'm not happy about us defensively. I get all that, because he won't be wanting him to get carried away. But make no mistake, England looking all right.
So, Gabby, have you got time to give me your combined 11 out of the current crop of players and the golden generation?
Interesting.
So I'm picking this team on who I would pick when they're at their best.
Yeah.
Not who's had the best careers. Do you know what I mean? Because the golden generation,
Frank's 42
careers.
now, for example.
But the Beckham, for instance, look what he done in the game. Look what some of the players that I'll probably leave out have done in the game. But I'm going to go Pickford in goal for me. Like Pickford, so good with his feet. The new style of playing from goalkeepers playing from the back. Kyle Walker, I mean, it's a no-brainer for Kyle Walker to get in at right back. Rio Ferdinand and John Terry pick themselves. I think that'll be for a lot of generations to come. Ferdinand and Terry. Ashley Cole. I mean, Luke Shaw I do like.
I'm happy so far.
Chilwell. Ashley Cole's got to be in there. For me, he was outstanding. This is the hard part. Centre midfield. This is very tough. But I'm going to go Gerrard and Lampard. Because
how many are you playing in the middle of the park?
2.
Okay.
I can't leave Gerrard and Lampard out. I feel that people say they can't play together. I think they can. You know, they could have.
No Scholes.
Harsh leaving Bellingham, Rice, Scholes out, tough, but Lampard and Gerrard have to start for me. On the right hand side, it was tough. Beckham played very well for England, but this lad Saka, honestly, I rate him so highly. I said on the show on Monday, he's one of the first players on the team sheet. He's outstanding, quick, can score. Look at his composure for his second goal. So I'm going to have Saka on the right, Foden on the left. I think he's a superstar. And the talent that he's got, he's going to go on to one of England's best ever players for me. Then I've got Rooney in behind Harry Kane. I mean, that's a front two. Rooney at his best.
So no Bellingham or Rice?
No. Not at the moment. In the future, for sure, Bellingham will make it. But at the moment, I can't pick Bellingham over Gerrard and Lampard. I think you have to give respect to these players, these superstar golden generation, what they did as players.
No Neville brothers?
Phil Neville's he's 41st, so he's that pre-World Cup squad. You got any arguments with that, lads?
Well, do you know something? Not in particular. I'm just interested. I'm looking at your side, and effectively you've gone with the spine of your team, the golden generation.
Yeah.
Your 2 centre backs, your 2 holding midfielders,
and 1 strikers.
And yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you've obviously Ashley Cole in there as left back as well. But effectively, the spine of your team, you've gone with the golden generation. Listen, do you know what it is? There's no right or wrong about it, Gabby, but it's debatable. I couldn't disagree with it. I like it.
Yep, fair enough.
Al?
That's a good side. Good side. I'm just trying to work out where I can get Rice or Bellingham in.
Yeah, I just couldn't pick. I love Declan Rice, but I just couldn't pick him over Gerrard and Lampard. I just couldn't do it.
Well,
that's interesting.
Effectively, you could play actually Rice as your one in front. I'm just giving you an option here. You could play Gerrard to the right, Lampard to the left, and you've got a problem. And do you play Rooney coming
Rooney's
off?
got to be in it. Rooney at his best.
Absolutely. No, I'm not saying that. Do you play him coming off a side, a left-hand side with Harry Kane, and maybe Saka in the right?
He does his best, doesn't he? Rooney does his best football in that central part.